Imagine walking into a room, heart pounding, palms sweaty. You're about to face an interview board. Your future depends on the next few minutes. How do you introduce yourself to make a lasting impression? The power of first impressions cannot be underestimated. You've probably heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And it's true. The way you present yourself in those initial moments can set the tone for the rest of your interaction. Let's talk about the job interview scenario. When you walk into that room, you're not just a candidate. You're a story, a narrative that begins the moment you step through that door. And the opening lines of that story, they're crucial. Now you might think, but it's just an introduction. How much can it really matter? Well, let me tell you, it matters more than you might realize. Your introduction is not just about stating your name and what you do. It's about presenting who you are, what you bring to the table, and how you fit into the narrative of the company you're hoping to join. It's about making a connection, engaging your audience, and setting the stage for the rest of your story. Consider your body language. Are you standing tall and confident, or are you slouched and looking at the floor? Your tone of voice, is it clear and steady, or shaky and uncertain? And your choice of words, are they articulate and purposeful, or vague and rambling? Each of these elements plays a role in the impression you make. Remember, you're not just introducing yourself, you're setting the stage, you're creating the narrative. You're making a first impression that could potentially shape the rest of your career, and that's a powerful thing. So, the next time you're about to step into that interview room, remember the power of first impressions. Remember the importance of your introduction. And most importantly, remember that you have the power to shape your own narrative. Mastering the art of introducing yourself is the first step towards acing any interview. Picture yourself in a well-tailored suit, stepping into a tastefully decorated office. Your attire speaks before you do. This is not just an imagery, it's a reality. Your attire, believe it or not, is your first conversation with the world around you, especially during an interview. The power of appropriate attire cannot be overstated. It is akin to a nonverbal introduction, a silent statement of your professionalism and readiness to take on the job. But how do you dress to impress without going overboard? Here are some tips. First, always lean towards the conservative side. A well-fitted suit in neutral tones is a safe and effective choice. For ladies, a knee-length skirt or pants paired with a crisp blouse does the trick. Second, pay attention to details. Clean shoes, well-groomed hair, and minimal jewelry reflect a meticulous personality. Lastly, remember, comfort is key. You want your confidence to shine, not your discomfort. Dressing appropriately sets the stage for a successful introduction. So dress the part, and let your attire do the talking. Now, you're sitting across from a female chairperson and 2 board members. Your palms are less sweaty now. It's time to speak. The art of conversation is not just about talking, it's about listening too. It's about knowing when to interject and when to hold back, about asking the right questions at the right time. In an interview, the balance of this delicate dance can tip the scales in your favor. When you listen, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're absorbing information, understanding perspectives, and formulating responses. Show that you're engaged in the conversation, nod in agreement, maintain eye contact, and react appropriately to what's being said. This demonstrates respect for the speaker and shows that you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. Now let's talk about asking insightful questions. An interview isn't just a chance for employers to learn about you, it's also an opportunity for you to learn about them. Frame your questions in a way that shows you've done your homework. Ask about the company's vision, its work culture, or its future plans. This shows initiative, curiosity, and a vested interest in the organization. Finally, expressing oneself clearly is a vital part of the conversation. Be concise, be coherent, and most importantly, be authentic. Remember, you're not just selling your skills, you're selling your personality, your values, and your potential. Use language that's comfortable for you and avoid jargon unless it's necessary. Be mindful of your body language too. Stand tall, sit straight, and keep your movements calm and collected. Remember, it's okay to pause and think before you respond. It's better to take a moment to gather your thoughts than to rush and stumble. And never be afraid to ask for clarification if you don't understand something. It shows that you're serious about getting things right. Conversations are the building blocks of relationships, and an interview is the foundation of your relationship with your potential employer. So, make every word count, every gesture meaningful, and every question insightful. The art of conversation is key to a successful interview. You're at an artistic round table. Before you lie a laptop, a pen, and a notebook, how do you use these tools to your advantage? Imagine yourself sitting at this table, surrounded by potential employers, the air humming with anticipation. The tools before you are not just objects but extensions of your preparedness and professionalism. They are your allies in this scenario, waiting to be deployed. Let's start with the laptop. It's not just a device for typing or browsing the internet, it's a digital portfolio, a tool for showcasing your skills and achievements. Use it to pull up a presentation, share a relevant project, or provide real-time examples of your work. But remember, the laptop is there to support your conversation, not dominate it. Next, the humble pen. It may seem ordinary, but it's a powerful symbol of engagement. Use it to jot down important points during the discussion, demonstrating your attentiveness and interest. It shows you're not just there to talk about yourself but to learn from others as well. Then we have the notebook. It's your personal canvas where you can sketch out ideas, note down questions, or even doodle to keep your nerves at bay. It's also a great tool to demonstrate your organizational skills. Neat, organized notes suggest a person who's systematic and detail-oriented. But remember, these tools are only as effective as you allow them to be. Use them wisely, but don't let them distract you from the main event, the conversation. Engage with the people around the table, make eye contact, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully. And lastly, don't forget that this is not just any table. It's a round table symbolizing equality and shared power. It's an invitation to contribute, to collaborate, to be part of a conversation, rather than a one-sided interrogation. Understanding your environment and using it to your advantage can make a significant difference in your interview performance. Remember, the round table is not a battlefield, but a platform for showcasing your unique qualities, skills, and ideas. You've made your introduction. You've held the conversation. Now it's time to leave a lasting impression. As the curtains draw on your interview, remember that the final act is just as important as the first. You've showcased your skills, your experience, and your personality. Now it's time to ensure that you conclude on a high note. Express your gratitude to the interviewers for their time and the opportunity. A simple thank you goes a long way. Also, don't shy away from expressing your interest in the role. It shows your enthusiasm and eagerness to be a part of their team. Ask about the next steps in the process. It shows your readiness to move forward. And remember, a firm handshake and a confident smile as you exit can leave a lasting image in the minds of your interviewers. Remember, a memorable introduction is just the beginning. The key to a successful interview lies in your ability to leave a lasting impression. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We kicked off our journey by understanding the power of first impressions. We saw how a strong introduction can set the tone for the rest of an interaction, especially in an interview. Remember, you're not just selling your skills and experiences but your personality and your potential as a future team member too. Next, we delved into the importance of dressing the part. The clothes you wear might seem insignificant, but they communicate a lot about your professionalism and attention to detail. A well-fitted suit, a clean shirt, and polished shoes can go a long way in portraying you as a competent and serious candidate. We then moved on to the art of conversation. We learned that an interview is not just about answering questions, but about engaging in a meaningful conversation with the interviewers. It's about listening, showing empathy, and demonstrating your problem-solving skills. It's about showcasing your ability to fit into the team and contribute to the organization's goals. Then, we navigated the round table scenario. Remember, an interview is a two-way street. It's your opportunity to ask questions and clarify any doubts. It's your chance to understand the company's culture, its expectations, and how you can add value. As we wrapped up, we emphasized the importance of ending the interview on a positive note. Express gratitude for the opportunity, summarize why you're the right fit, and show enthusiasm for the next steps. Now, as we conclude, here are a few final tips. Practice makes perfect. Run through potential questions and rehearse your answers. Be authentic, be yourself. Remember, an interview is not a test, but an opportunity for both you and the company to find the right fit. Stay calm, stay confident. With these tips in mind, you're well on your way to making a powerful introduction and acing your next job interview.